Hi everyone and welcome to our Photogenic digital kit release. This kit is so fabulous. It is everything photography, or everything that you have photos for, whether that's a selfie on your cell phone, whether that is everyday photos of you just sitting around the house or out in the backyard or whatever, or some event that you were at, to family photos, to even wedding and engagement photos. You know, it really covers the whole spectrum of everything photo. And it has this great vintage or eclectic feel to it. You're going to see this develop as we go through the kit, and you're probably thinking, okay, shut up so that we can move on to the kit. So here we go. This is our bundled collection. That you do save 20% on purchasing it as a bundled collection, which includes all 5 products, versus buying each of these individually. So a great deal for those of you that are making mini albums, which this is perfect for. Mini albums, photo albums, cards, journals, you name it. This really covers the spectrum. And lastly, by buying it as the bundled, there are no, for those of you that are new to us, there are no duplicate items in any of these 5 products. So I don't want you to think that there is some duplication. So getting into actually see what is in here, here is our FQB and our papers. Mary Fran, again, as you know, does fabulous papers. There's some really great patterns and textures in here. A lot of them are not very intense. You do have these perfect collage background papers, and really, the whole feel of it is almost a collage type feel, and you're going to see that in our layout and card making ideas at the end. But these collage backgrounds, ideal for covers, ideal for if you're just making one scrapbook layout, things like that. Wow, what a place to start. You can see this one as well. Pop a photo in there, do some journaling. There's some great journal images and embellishments in here to add to this. Like, how can you go wrong with starting with something like that? But as well, for so many other things, there is so many creative backgrounds. There are fabulous ones like these dots. There's flower ones. If you're doing something a little more elegant, you can see the richness of that and the fine detail. But there is something that meets everything. Great grid patterns. They really are fabulous. But let's face it, the backgrounds are great accents, and in order to help accentuate the photo and in order to bring that along, but it's really the photos that we want to take center stage. So we don't want the backgrounds to compete too much, and Mary Fran has done a great job with that, as she has with the colors. The colors are so soothing and so generic. It doesn't matter whether it's for families, for male, female. It really, it really blends in so well. And lastly, in the backgrounds are the words backgrounds. Aren't those fabulous? I used that one in my card making idea and just loved it. As soon as I saw it, I knew that was one I had to pop on there and just work with it. So into the embellishments, the bows, again, great things. Imagine if you were doing something that has a festive feel to it, or a celebration type thing. Great element to use in there. The brads in that metal, again, that gives you that real vintagey, eclectic feel with the metal going in there. The buttons, which have, again, such appeal to them because they just add little pops of color. Same thing with the buttons with the metal ring. Very, very, like, look at that. Isn't that a real vintage feel? And here's some of the cameras. Look at this, right? It's your day. Smile with the camera. Life documented. And really, isn't that it with photos? This is what the whole genesis of the kit is about documenting your life through photos. No matter what that photo is, this kit will work for it. Photos, captured moments. Again, fabulous things. Date stamp for photo, right? Our life right now. Or picture perfect moments. So this ideal spot for a photo. Like, can you imagine that? You could even take this slide from behind and add little extra photos in there. Imagine if this is a main photo of, say, family, and then there's close-ups of the individual members or whatever it may be. You can see how this would go along. Imagine as well using this on a card or in a journal. When you do that, let's just say this is for an anniversary, or this is, if it was in a journal, it was for an event that you went to or was past, or whatever the case may be. There's so many uses for these things. And again, another cluster here that just gives photographs telling our story in pictures. That really says it all, doesn't it? Memories to last forever. Again, a great cluster to use, and you'll see how I chose to use that one in my card making idea. Mary Fran has just filled this kit with clusters and easy to use stuff so that you can see how quickly you can get going with it. And there's also obviously the film strips, the frames, which are additional embellishments to be really creative, make something really custom. You know, that is kind of the fun part of it all too, and being creative is to customize things. And this gives you so much with the journal mats here. You have, and the journal pads. You have so many options. You're going to be able to make multiple things with this. Great labels here. Like there's the fold in it, take two. It looks like, you know, it's something that's been around and worn for years. There's the click for the camera. Life is like a camera, capture the good times. Label strips, right? Again, Mary Fran has chosen great vintagey feeling and eclectic feeling fonts in here, so that way you have the whole blend of the feel, no matter what it is that you're creating for. So I'm hoping that you're seeing, and I'm hoping that you're getting lots of juicy ideas as well as to how you'd like to use this kit, because here you are, photographs telling our story in pictures. Like, wow, right? Again, I use this on my card making idea. Real great punctuation with that. That really gave it such an upscale feel to it all. There's some blanks for you so you can fill in what is exactly perfect to your custom creation. Lots of photo corners here for you, so then that way, whether you want them in a few different styles, so that way you have so many creative options there. Living the good life together. Here's a photograph stack is what Mary Fran has named it. And again, you can cut these out, put photographs in them. You can use it to frame in main elements, whatever it is you want to do. Again, ribbons, which are fabulous to add pops of color and texture to small areas that you want to just enhance. Look at this with the tape. Focus on the moment. Like just kind of washi tape pieces that already have labels on them. How fabulous is that? A few tickets, again, just to give you different wording, different ideas, different cool elements. And look at these torn strips, right? It's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see. And living the good life together and captured moments. So there is the full FQB and what it all entails. In the little bits, again, our little bits are additional elements that coordinate with the kit and give you so much more creative options. Especially when you're creating mini albums and photo albums, you really want things to blend really well together, but be different. That is the whole point, is I want it to really seamlessly go together, but not to be exactly the same. I don't want to duplicate the pages. That's not the point of it. And here is a sentiment stamp. Live for the moments you can't put into words. So sentiment stamps, again, for those of you that have never used a digital stamp, you place this on your paper or wherever before you print, and it works exactly like a physical inked stamp. Okay? Easy way to explain it. But that allows you to customize anything. You can put this on a photograph if you want. You can put this on a background paper. You can do whatever you want with it. Those allow you to customize things exactly as you see fit, whatever is in your creative mind's eye. And a great set of word labels that can hopefully capture what it is that you were looking to say. Our photographic 2 is an additional background paper pack. You will see the same patterns that you saw in the FQB, but different colors. That is the big difference to the two. So again, coordinates. Always coordinates, right? There's a reason why we buy a great black pair of pants and a whole bunch of shirts to go with it, right? There's always coordinates. Well, same sort of idea goes in with the coordinating products that go with the FQB and the little bits. They match, but they're not the identicals. The solids paper pack, as you see, there we go, has a kind of a crosshatch pattern in it, very muted. So you can use these as standalone background papers, no problem and no question about it. Add in some of the clusters, add in one of the stamps, whatever you want to do, add in some photos and a journal mat, there you go. You have the whole thing. But you can also use it to back main elements in order to give them color, whether that's a photograph, whether that's one of the main elements. It enhances the color of it and adds that color to that particular embellishment. So that way when you place it into your creation, you can add in hits of color as well. So it's kind of like cardstock, right? Lastly is our alpha. Again, done in that great vintagey black feel with the grid pattern in it. Capital letters, some punctuation, full numbers, so that way when you are doing photos, you're going to want to highlight something, whether that's a place, a date, an event, a feeling, whatever it is, you're going to want to enhance that and have that as a prominence in your card or on your layout or mini album. And the alpha is the prime way of doing that. So that is what's included in the entire kit. Now, to give you a little bit of inspiration, here is my card. And as I mentioned to you, there's that black background paper. That's how it looks in there. Fabulous. Here is that cluster with the stitching that went down it. This is also a cluster here. And then I just added in a couple of background papers. There's one of the labels. And there is photographs telling our story in pictures. That was what I was saying about how, look at how it just elevates the whole look of the card to something that has gone, you know, kind of this collagey, kind of vintagey, very eclectic feel. That cements it into that real meaningful kind of card. That's the way I picture it anyhow. And Mary Fran's layout, again, same thing. Look at how many elements she's used and how she's used the film strip to enhance our main photo, because we happen to be in Waterton Lakes, which is an international park here in our area. And there's some additional photos from that day and more about the geographic surroundings. Look at how she's chosen to use some of the photo moments, so she can put in there July 2010, life documented. There's how she chose to use the stamps by placing them right onto the paper, things like that. So hopefully this gives you some great creative ideas as to how you'd like to create with this kit. So before you head off to get this for yourself, be sure to click on our Nitwit Collections logo in the lower right of this screen. That'll get you subscribed to our YouTube channel. That makes you aware of anytime new videos are made and put out, so that way you won't miss anything. As well, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, let us know your thoughts, let us know what photos you're going to use this with. Let us know how you're going to use it, or what your favorite element was. Whatever it is, we always love to hear what your take on it was. So thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to get those photos off your phones, get those photos off of your computers and things like that, and do something with them. The true memories in life come from our photos, and we want to preserve those. So do them. Do them get a really treasured frame. Create something that is that size to frame it and put it around your house, whatever it is. Whether it's a card you're sending to someone, whether it's a journal you want to make and capture things that have happened over the year. Whatever it is, get to it and do it, because photos really are our memories. That's where our memories are held. Thanks again for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy creating with this kit.